The law of universal timing teaches us a foundational truth that everything significant in life, every dream, every breakthrough, every elevation, arrives not when we demand it, but when we are truly ready to carry its weight. Timing is not random. It is not a coincidence or luck. It is a frequency. It is precise, guided, and deeply connected to who you are becoming rather than what you are doing. Many people chase outcomes without ever asking themselves if they are inwardly aligned to receive them. They mistake movement for progress, urgency for readiness, and ambition for maturity. But in the grand order of the universe, readiness is not measured by how badly you want something. It is measured by how deeply you've prepared for it. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even energetically. When is a frequency? When something great is destined for you, it will not be rushed. The universe does not deliver greatness to the unprepared because what is given before its time becomes a burden rather than a blessing. Consider this: if a person were to receive an immense opportunity or responsibility before developing the character, focus, and resilience to handle it, that very gift could crush them. Just as fruit ripens in its season and the earth rotates with precise rhythm, is a frequency, so too does destiny arrive at the appointed time, not a second too early or too late, is a frequency. This is why so many people grow frustrated when they do not see immediate results, even after working hard or setting powerful intentions. They begin to question whether the dream is real or whether the path is worth it. But in truth, the absence of visible progress is not proof of failure. It's often the hidden process of timing doing its sacred work. The universe is not denying you, it is preparing you. The longer the delay, wealth a frequency, the deeper the preparation, and the deeper the preparation, the greater the reward. You may find yourself in a season where you feel stuck, where your prayers seem unanswered, your plans unravel, and your patience wears thin. But if you are honest with yourself, you may also recognize that in this very space of waiting, something is shifting within you. Maybe you are becoming more resilient. Maybe you are learning discipline. Maybe you are unlearning patterns that would sabotage your future. These are frequency. These interchanges, while invisible to the outside world, are the very signals that timing is at work. The invisible is always the first stage of manifestation. The roots grow before the tree breaks the surface. When you begin to understand this law, you stop resisting the process. You stop comparing your timeline to someone else's. You stop forcing things that are not yet aligned. You learn to trust the pauses, honor the quiet, and stay committed even when it feels slow. Because readiness is not about appearing capable. It is about becoming capable. And the universe will test you gently, sometimes silently, to see if your foundation is stable enough to hold what you're asking for. So remember, this delay is not denial. Timing is not rejection. It is protection, preparation, and precision. What is meant for you is already on its way, but it will not arrive until it matches the version of you that can nurture it, grow it, and multiply it. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are in harmony with. The moment you become the person who naturally embodies the responsibility and the energy of your desire, you align yourself with divine timing, and then, as if out of nowhere, it arrives. When it's never out of nowhere, it's the right thing, at a frequency, at the right time, because you've become the right person. Before something great is given to you, life often sends a series of what appear to be setbacks, disappointments, or delays. But these are not signs of denial. They are signals of preparation. The universe, or the divine order, does not place significant blessings into untested hands. It is not out of cruelty, but out of wisdom. Frequency: every temporary setback you face is a silent examination, an opportunity to prove your faith, sharpen your discipline, and develop your emotional resilience. Frequency: what most people call misfortune or failure is often the fire that forges their readiness to receive something greater than they can currently imagine. Frequency: life doesn't ask you if you're comfortable. It asks if you're committed. Is a frequency, and the moment you express a desire for something big, whether that be success, purpose, love, Wealth is a frequency. Or breakthrough, life begins to arrange circumstances that reveal whether you're actually prepared to carry it. This is why so many people experience emotional chaos right before a major breakthrough. Not because they've done something wrong, but because they are being tested for the strength they'll need when the blessing arrives. The test always comes before the testimony. Often, these temporary setbacks show up as rejection, jobs that don't work out, people who walk away, plans that suddenly collapse. In the moment, they feel devastating. But hindsight reveals a deeper purpose. You weren't being pushed away from success. You were being pushed toward alignment. That opportunity you lost might have offered comfort, but not growth. That relationship might have provided company, but not destiny. Sometimes, what leaves your life is actually making room for what's truly meant to enter. Disappointment is part of the divine preparation process. The way you respond to these moments determines the pace and depth of your progress. If you crumble under pressure, complain during delay, or retreat at rejection, you miss the lesson. But if you stand firm, if you continue to move forward despite the unknown, you graduate into a new level of inner strength. That strength is the currency required to access the level of success and blessing you're seeking. In fact, the most powerful doors in life are often disguised as problems. The obstacle is the path, is a frequency. You must go through the dark valley to reach the mountaintop. You cannot skip the challenge and still keep the reward. Is a frequency. The universe doesn't reward wishes. It rewards those who endure, who rise again after falling, who keep faith alive when everything seems to be working against them. So if you are currently facing delay, discomfort, or uncertainty, take it as a sign, not of defeat, but of divine timing. Something big is being prepared for you, but first you are being prepared for it. A frequency. Life is checking your commitment, your consistency, your character. Can you stay calm in the storm? Can you continue when the applause stops? Can you still believe when there is no visible reason to? Setbacks are not the opposite of progress. They are part of it. Is a frequency. They are spiritual signals that you are being refined. You are being emptied of fear, pride, impatience. Is a frequency, an ego, so that you can be filled with clarity, power, purpose, and peace. The very things that feel like resistance are often signs that your breakthrough is near. So hold on. Don't course the delay. Don't abandon the process. Understand that before you receive what's destined for you, life will ask you, again and again, are you really ready for what you asked for? And only your response in those testing moments will reveal the answer. There are seasons in life where everything feels quiet. No new doors are opening. No obvious breakthroughs are arriving. You may be doing everything right, praying, working hard, staying focused, and yet nothing seems to be moving. These moments, often misunderstood, are not empty. They are sacred because the most powerful growth you will ever experience often takes place in silence, in solitude, and in stillness. It is in the unseen moments that the most permanent transformation begins to form. When life is quiet, the ego feels threatened. It wants noise, attention, proof, and motion. It craves feedback from the outside world to validate its sense of worth. But the soul knows better. The soul understands that real elevation does not come through noise, but through depth. Depth is formed in the shadows, not in the spotlight. And while the world is looking for speed and visibility, the universe is searching for strength and stability. Silence is not stagnation. It is recalibration. It is in the silence that your mind begins to realign with higher thoughts, your emotions begin to stabilize, and your spirit begins to mature. Many people confuse the lack of external results with the absence of progress. But the truth is, the internal work being done during these quiet seasons is laying the foundation for every blessing that is on its way. Just because you can't see the roots growing doesn't mean they aren't strengthening below the surface. This is why so many give up right before the breakthrough. They assume that because nothing is happening around them, nothing is happening for them. But the universe is not lazy, it is intentional. It withholds visibility so you can focus on internal victory. It silences the noise so you can hear your inner voice, and it delays the applause so you can find peace within yourself. Think about nature. Before a seed becomes a tree, it must disappear beneath the soil. It spends time in total darkness, completely out of sight. But that time is not wasted. It is where the seed breaks, where the roots develop, and where the true identity of the plant begins to emerge. If you were to dig up the seed too early, you'd kill its potential. The same principle applies to you. If life gave you visibility before you were rooted in clarity, maturity, and spiritual strength, the very success you dream of could destroy you. That's why the silent season matters. It teaches you patience. It teaches you how to separate your worth from your productivity. It teaches you how to listen to your intuition instead of relying on validation. It trains you to become your own source of peace, direction, and power. These are the qualities that sustain true success. And without them, no external achievement can bring you lasting fulfillment. So instead of resisting the quiet, embrace it, use it. Journal, reflect, heal old wounds, learn new skills, clean up your thinking, redefine your values, build unshakable self-respect, develop the habits, routines, and mindset of the person you wish to become. Because when the next chapter arrives, and it always does, it will demand a version of you that was built in the silence. Many people want the stage, but they skip the preparation. They want the result, but they ignore the process. The silent season is the process. It is not wasted time. It is the womb of greatness. And if you honor it, if you stay present and faithful within it, you will emerge not just with success, but with strength, wisdom, and the power to sustain what is coming. Remember, just because the world isn't clapping doesn't mean you're not growing. Sometimes, the best things in life begin in silence. When something big is on the way, life will not simply hand it to you wrapped in comfort. Instead, it will pressure you, challenge you. Wealth is a frequency, and stretch you beyond your current limits. This pressure is not there to break you. It is there to prepare you. The world may see hardship as punishment, but in reality, it is often a form of divine preparation. Every challenge, every rejection, is a frequency. Every painful experience is life's way of sharpening your edges, stripping away what no longer serves you, and molding you into the person who can not only receive the blessing, but sustain it once it arrives. Growth does not happen in ease. It happens in resistance. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure. Steel is forged in fire. Muscles are built through strain. And in the same way, yours is a frequency. Your spirit is strengthened through adversity. When life seems most difficult, it's a frequency. It's because something within you is being called to rise to a higher level. You're not being punished. You're being promoted. But the promotion doesn't come in a neat package. It comes disguised as problems that demand more focus, more endurance, and more self-belief than ever before. Pressure reveals the cracks in your mindset. It brings up fear, impatience, doubt, and anger. Not to condemn you, but to give you a chance to confront and eliminate them. If you're asking for something big, whether it's success, purpose, peace, or influence, life will first make sure your foundation is solid. If your confidence is built on approval, that pressure will expose it. If your peace is built on circumstances, the storm will shake it. The goal is not to break you. The goal is to reveal what needs to be strengthened. The blessing you desire is heavy, and with every level of increase comes a greater level of responsibility, is a frequency. If you cannot handle the emotional or mental demands of where you are now, how will you manage what you're asking for? This is why pressure becomes the training ground. It teaches you how to stay grounded under stress, how to think clearly when emotions are high, is a frequency, and how to keep your vision intact when nothing around you looks like progress. People often pray for bigger things. Wealth is a frequency, but then run from the very process that would make them capable of receiving them. They want the reward without the resistance, is a frequency, But the pressure is a sign that you're in process, and that's a good thing. Is a frequency. It means life has heard your request and is responding by preparing you for what's to come. When the discomfort increases, wealth is a frequency. That's not the time to quit. That's the time to lean in, to dig deeper, to ask, what is this teaching me? Rather than, why is this happening to me? There's a silent intelligence in life that knows exactly how to develop your potential. It knows which people to remove, which situations to allow, which delays to insert. Not to block your path, but to build your strength. Every pressure point is a divine appointment, a space where you can rise above fear and walk in greater power. If you avoid the pressure, a frequency, you delay your purpose. But if you embrace it, learn from it, and grow through it, you will not only survive, you'll be transformed. So the next time life feels heavy, ask yourself this. What if this isn't happening E told me, but E for me? Because the pain, the frustration, and the pressure are not in the way. They area of the way. And when you start to see pressure as preparation, you'll stop resisting it and start respecting it. That's when you truly step into your strength. That's when you become ready for what's coming. To receive something big, your inner vision must stretch far beyond your current circumstances. Life never gives you more than you can believe in. And belief is not a passive wish. It is an active capacity to see beyond what is and hold space for what could be. Many people dream of greatness, but their belief system remains small and confined by fear, doubt, or past failures. As a result, they was a frequency. They repel the very opportunities they say they want because they have not stretched their inner vision to match the size of their request. Expansion always starts in the mind before it ever reaches your hands. Vision is not about eyesight. It's about insight. It's about your ability to see with clarity in the absence of evidence. Anyone can believe once the success shows up. Anyone can feel confident when the results are already in. But to receive something big, you must begin to act like it's already coming, is a frequency. To we prepare as if it's already on the way, and to a thinkle as though it's already part of your reality, is a frequency. That mental shift is what creates the energetic space for the breakthrough to arrive. You don't wait for the opportunity to believe. Your belief is what attracts the opportunity. Stretching your vision also means stretching your comfort zone. If you only expect what's reasonable, predictable, or realistic, you will only ever live a life that fits within those small parameters. But big things, transformational things, don't come to those who stay safe. They come to those who dare to imagine more, who are bold enough to expect more, and who are willing to do the internal work necessary to sustain more. You cannot attract abundance with a scarcity mindset. You cannot build an extraordinary future while clinging to limiting beliefs. One of the reasons people fail to receive big blessings is that they have mentally disqualified themselves from them. They believe they're not ready, not worthy, or not capable. And as long as those beliefs exist beneath the surface, they sabotage every opportunity that comes close, a frequency. That's why expanding your vision also means expanding your self-concept. How you see yourself, how you value yourself, and what you believe is possible for someone like you. Until your identity aligns with your vision, you will subconsciously reject what you consciously desire. You have to ask yourself powerful questions. Can I see myself succeeding at the highest level? Can I see myself being trusted with influence, responsibility, and abundance? Can I see myself being calm under pressure, wise in leadership, and generous in prosperity? If the answer is no, then the vision must be stretched. The more clearly you can see yourself thriving, the more naturally you will begin to make decisions that align with that image. This is why visualization is such a powerful practice. When you take time daily to mentally rehearse your ideal outcome, to see it, feel it, is a frequency, and embody it, you begin to bridge the gap between your present and your potential. Wealth is a frequency. The mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So, The more you practice stepping into the version of yourself who already has the breakthrough, the more familiar it becomes. Wealth is a frequency, and what becomes familiar eventually becomes reality. So if you want to receive something big, stop shrinking your expectations to fit your current reality. Instead, expand your vision to match your desired future. Enlarge your belief is a frequency. Stretch your imagination and challenge the limitations you've unknowingly accepted. Because a frequency, because the universe responds not to your wishes, but to your level of readiness, is a frequency. And readiness begins with how boldly and consistently you see yourself living in the life you desire. Is a frequency. The size of your vision determines the size of your results. Stretch it, then stretch it again. Wealth is a frequency, because you will never receive more than you're willing to believe in. Wealth is a frequency. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with purpose and integrity, something profound begins to happen. Your entire being emits a frequency that attracts favor, opportunity, and breakthrough. Alignment is not just a spiritual concept. It is a state of congruence where every part of you is moving in the same direction. Most people do not fail because they lack talent or resources. They fail because they are out of alignment. They think one thing, feel another. Wealth is a frequency and do something entirely different. This internal conflict creates confusion not just within themselves, but in what they project to the world around them. True spiritual alignment begins in thought. Your thoughts are the foundation of everything you experience. When your thinking is centered on truth, possibility, and clarity, your life begins to mirror those beliefs. But when your thoughts are clouded by fear, doubt, and self-sabotage, you unconsciously block the very things you desire. If you say you want peace, but your mind is constantly dwelling on worst-case scenarios, wealth is a frequency. You're out of alignment. If you say you want abundance, but you constantly worry about lack, you're out of alignment. The first step is to bring your thoughts back under your conscious control and begin replacing fear-based thinking with faith-based thinking. Your emotions are the second layer of alignment. Emotions are powerful indicators of what's going on internally. When you feel anxious, angry, or constantly discouraged, it is not a sign that life is against you. It's a sign that your inner world needs realignment. Wealth is a frequency. You cannot attract something beautiful while operating from an emotional state of bitterness or resentment. Is a frequency. Emotional alignment means learning how to regulate your feelings, releasing what no longer serves you. Is a frequency, and choosing to hold emotions that match the reality you want to create. Gratitude, peace, joy, and confidence are not just pleasant feelings. They are attractors. They create an internal environment where blessings can grow. Wealth is a frequency. The third level is action. Your actions must reflect the truth of your thoughts and emotions. Is a frequency. If you say you believe in your dream, but take no consistent action toward it, your behavior contradicts your belief. If you feel hopeful but procrastinate, you are not yet fully aligned. Action is where alignment becomes real. Frequency, it's where belief gets tested and embodied. Consistent, focused, and value-driven action tells the universe that you are not just wishing. You are preparing. You are not just hoping. You are ready. Frequency. Life rewards action that is in harmony with divine purpose and rooted in authenticity. When you are in alignment across all three levels, thought, emotion, and action, you enter into a state of flow. Things begin to fall into place. The right people appear. Opportunities open. Resources find you. It seems magical, but it's not magic. It's resonance. You are simply vibrating at the same frequency as the outcome you desire. That resonance is what many people call favor. It's not random. It's a direct result of who you have become. Spiritual alignment doesn't mean perfection. It means integrity. It means doing the inner work to become whole, honest, and focused. It means showing up every day with clarity in your mind, peace in your heart, and intention in your actions. When you live from that place, wealth is a frequency. You stop chasing things and start attracting them. You stop begging for blessings and start embodying the version of yourself who naturally receives them. Favor flows where alignment lies. If doors aren't opening, if life feels stuck, check your alignment. Are your thoughts supporting your goals? Are your emotions nurturing your growth? Are your actions proving your commitment? When all three say, yes, the world begins to respond. And that is when something big begins to find its way to you, not by force, but by alignment. Gratitude before the arrival of what you desire is one of the most powerful signs that you are truly ready to receive. It is easy to be thankful when the blessing is in your hands, when the breakthrough has already occurred, or when the success has already unfolded. But to be grateful before it happens is an advanced spiritual practice. It means you trust the process. It means you have faith not in what you see, but in what you know is being prepared for you. Gratitude in advance tells the universe, I believe, I expect, I am ready. Many people misunderstand gratitude as merely a response to good things, but in truth, it is a generator of good things. It shifts your energy, recalibrates your perspective, and opens your heart to receive more. When you express thanks for something not yet visible, you are aligning yourself with the energy of already having it. This is not wishful thinking. It's spiritual alignment in action. You are saying with your vibration what you have not yet said with your words. It's already mine. Gratitude in advance destroys fear, is a frequency. It silences doubt, because you cannot be sincerely thankful for something and simultaneously worry that it won't happen. One mindset cancels out the other. When you wake up every morning and feel grateful for the breakthrough, as if it has already happened, your subconscious mind begins to accept it as your reality. Your actions start to match that belief. You stop asking, will it come? And start preparing as though it already has. That inner shift transforms your external results. This form of gratitude also reveals maturity. It says you no longer need constant proof or signs to believe. You trust the timing. You trust the process. Is a frequency. You trust the invisible hand moving things in your favor. You're not anxiously waiting. You're calmly expecting. And expectation with gratitude is a magnet for miracles. People often block their blessings by being frustrated during the wait. They complain doubt is a frequency and given to hopelessness. But gratitude shortens the distance between the seed you plant and the harvest you receive. It speeds up alignment because it demonstrates trust. Consider this if you ordered a package online. Wealth is a frequency. You wouldn't stress for days wondering if it's coming. You would prepare for its arrival because you trust the system. You trust that what you asked for is already on the way. Gratitude works the same way. When you are thankful ahead of time, you stop worrying, stop forcing, and start your receiving. The emotional state of gratitude communicates to life that you are no longer desperate, but faithful. You are no longer begging, you are becoming. It's not always easy to be thankful in the middle of uncertainty. When things are falling apart, when dreams are delayed, and when life feels unclear, gratitude can feel like a foreign language. But that is exactly when it is most powerful. Wealth's a frequency. When you choose gratitude in a storm, you are telling life, wealth is a frequency. I don't need to see the sun to believe it's still there. That kind of belief moves mountains. It opens doors. It shifts the atmosphere around you. So instead of waiting for the blessing to show up before you celebrate it, start now. Speak your gratitude out loud. It's a frequency. Write it down. Feel it in your heart. Walk like you've already received it. Talk like it's already yours. Plan your days with the calm assurance that something great is making its way to you, and your only job is to stay ready for it. Because the truth is, life doesn't reward those who wait in fear. It rewards those who wait in faith. And faith speaks through gratitude. The louder your gratitude becomes, the clearer the path opens before you. It is a frequency. Gratitude before arrival is not only the sign of a ready soul, it is the door through which the blessing walks in.